You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Polo and Tell, is that you?
Mic check. Mic check waifu. Montel, is that you? Damn, I said Montel last week. Fuck.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's my name, bro.
Well, you know, I change it up.
Polo.
I change it up every week, so I don't like to repeat it, but whatever. This is episode 84 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure y'all go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com, as well as explicitly.com. If you need anything graphics, holla at explicitly. It's also brought to you by our Patreon producers, Monique Williams, Connor, Treeses, and Explicitly. Thank y'all so much for supporting the podcast. We appreciate y'all so much. This episode is crazy. First off, Yu Yu Hakusho is done. We finished it. We completed it. It's done. We're going to get to our overall thoughts of the entire series, including our favorite villains, protagonists and arcs and stuff like that coming soon. But we also got a lot of other stuff to talk about, like what's the weakest of the season so far, of this new powerful season. We got to talk about Attack on Titan. I have to talk about that terrible CGI on Attack on Titan, but we'll get to that. And also Dr. Stone was just okay, but we'll get to that later. Let's start off with a question right off the bat.
Let's do it.
Okay, because we got a lot to discuss today, but I really want to get to a question that I saw that I think is perfect for the launch of this episode 84. I mean, it's almost picture perfect for this, and it comes from _ Rob J. He says, what's going to be the first MCWW review in 2021? It's a good question.
That's hard to do because, I mean, we'll have Jujutsu Kaisen coming to an end.
Oh, yeah.
So we could do that. We'll have ReZero coming to an end.
Yeah.
So we got some options. And with how stacked the season, like me and Polo was talking about before we started recording, the season is so stacked that there actually could be quite a few heavy hitters that we have to review. Like, absolutely. It's just kind of too good to not review.
Yeah, and to be frank, it's been a long time since we've done a review.
It has. And it's about time.
Yeah, it's about time for sure.
I guess maybe if y'all tell us what your favorite of the season is, we might throw that up there. We'll see. Yeah, or a favorite from last season. We could do it that way too, because we didn't review anything from last season really. He also had another question that says, can y'all do another recommendations episode? There's a lot of anime that have come out since you guys did the first one, which is true, Rob J. Those are two fantastic points to jump off the show. I think you were just talking about that, though, that we should do another recommendation episode. You were just talking about that.
Perfect timing.
So what you want to do? You want to put together a list and do that next week, or you want to do that?
I think next week would be perfect. I mean,
perfect. Let's do it.
It's probably going to be a lot of repeats, but again, we did a last recommendation. I believe it was episode 22 that we did our last recommendation. We're on episode 84 right now. So I think episode 85 is the perfect time to do another one, especially since with all the new stuff that's coming out.
And the previous episode, we just reintroduced ourselves.
True.
So we kind of gave all the new listeners a chance to kind of acquaint themselves with us, because we gained a lot of new listeners over the time, and it's finally kind of like getting around to that point. Let's get those recommendations going.
Facts. Another point, we are finally happy to announce that we have a new show. You saw us talk about it on Twitter quite a bit, and you saw us ask for your takes. And that's because by the time you're hearing this, you would have heard or will be hearing the new trailer for the new show, Take Talk. Take Talk is a series that we've came up with. It's going to go live on Patreon first. So if you're a Patreon supporter, it's going to go live to you. We're not sure we're going to release it to everybody else yet, because I think this is so special that we got to give the Patreon supporters this gold for as long as we possibly can. So, I mean, if y'all want, you don't have to if you don't want to, but consider supporting our Patreon to get access to that stuff. And we've been releasing a bunch of content. Like recently, Tell just dropped his what was the title of it?
Let's talk about Fire Force. It's the MCWW breakdown. Dude,
I absolutely loved it. I never wanted to watch Soul Eater more than I do right now after that video. So I just want to tell you, you did a fantastic job, because I know how you feel about talking to the camera on the Dolo and how weird it kind of feels.
Yeah.
I got to try to live up to that with mine.
No, I think you'll do great. And it's only going to get better from here, because I'm kind of scoping out. Like, I think I'm going to work on mine all through February. I think you dropping yours in February, right?
Yes.
And then I'm gonna work on mine through February, so mine will be ready for March. Dope. So we'll have that. We'll kind of have those kind of piggybacking off of each other, and hopefully we'll have some gameplay coming soon too. True. Because I did record some Among Us gameplay, a whole lot of crap talking and some funny stuff, but we got that coming for y'all later. Just know Patreon is gonna be great for us this year.
Yes, sir. That's gonna be our focus, getting that content over there to y'all first. I'm so excited to talk about all the stuff we got to talk about today. We have to discuss Yu Yu Hakusho, but I'm not sure where we want to do that yet. Because there's a lot of shows that we've watched, and I got a feeling if we talk about the shows we watched, maybe we should pick out specific shows that we watched and talk about those ones that had an impact on us the most this week.
This week, yeah.
And then obviously the second half is going to be spoiler talk for Attack on Titan, ReZero, and
everything. There's so many,
whatever else.
So many good things I want to spoil.
I know, it's true.
Oh, it's so hard. So what, you want to start off with what you watched this week, bro?
Yeah, something of note. I must say, I enjoy Horimiya so much. This is a slice of life that might be one for the fucking books. This might go down as like a legendary one so far. The first 2 episodes are fantastic. Again, I talked about it last week. I think I talked about it last week, but it's about a guy who's literally the facade in school of a nerd, but he's not smart. And when he gets out of school, he has piercings, tattoos, everything that is basically taboo in Japanese culture. He has it, and he's like a super cool, super chill, great main character that that one of the popular girls in the school learns about his secret and is getting to know him better, and it's like a romance culminating from that.
Yeah, I remember you talking about this one.
Yeah, this show is absolutely fantastic. This is not bottom tier bottom tier character. That one's fantastic too. But I wanted to talk about this one specifically because this is going to be a slice of life that I think everybody's going to watch and be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame you if you wanted to sit back and let this stack up so you can binge it, because I think I would enjoy it even more if I was able to do that, but I just can't. I need to watch this week to week.
So the main character, is he like, is he, how good is he?
He's,
cause like, Hachiman is like top tier MC level. Like, is he close to that, or where he at?
So far, so he's not, is he it's 2 main characters, so I do think he's up there, but he's not Hachiman level. That's hard to be there. He's in a fucking echelon of his own. So like Hachiman, you keep Hachiman on the highest pedestal you can possibly find, okay? Because that's where he is. This guy, his name is Izumi Horimiya. No, Hizumi something else. I forget his last name, but his first name is Izumi. He's just good. He's like a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Even though he looks like a delinquent, he's a good dude. And I enjoy that about the show. And even the comedy beats are pretty good because I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to talk any pieces of this show as far as spoiling goes. It's good. Yeah, it's real good. I can't wait to see. It's like one of these situations to where in my gut, I cannot wait to see where this story takes us and how this relationship progresses, because they're already starting to figure out, like, damn, do I like her or do I like him? It's like they're kind of working through that on an early side, which is intriguing because I believe it's going to be 12 episodes, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes for sure. What's up, Tel? What you got for us?
So I watched some goofy stuff, as you know. So I'm a spider, so what?
Yeah.
It's that isekai where our main female character becomes a spider. I gotta say, like, no, I don't think it's the best of the season. I don't think it will be. But do I think it's going to be enjoyable and funny and something just kind of like clean and like wholesome to watch? 110%, bro. Like, I always think about when I was watching this, I was thinking about like you talking about those other really wholesome anime you were watching where it's just like cool to watch. High key, I'd have Apollo watch this. Only thing is that like she be killing giant snakes and stuff, and the way you do it, it's kind of bloody, but it's not really like, they don't make it seem like gruesome, I guess. But it's actually kind of like enjoyable. The main character, she's still figuring out she's becoming a spider. We saw her evolve in this episode like early on, but then she kills like a level 9 snake and becomes a level 10 spider, and she evolves the second time. They don't let us see her evolution the second time. But we're kind of like getting a little bit more understanding of the world. They know now, like the other people in the world, there are people in her class. The whole class knows that they've all been reincarnated now, and they're just missing her. They don't know where she is. So they're assuming that, you know, they will find her at some point because she's still unaccounted for. But they know that they can be reincarnated as animals as well, because one of them has been reincarnated as a dragon, like a little tiny little cute dragon. Yeah, it's honestly, it's interesting just to kind of watch it. Does it look good? It's mad okay. I can't even say decent. It's okay as fuck, bro. And I kind of feel like almost like it's a guilty pleasure watching it. You know how
interesting.
It's just a guilty pleasure. I enjoy it, and it's like it's everything that Demon Lord Retry isn't. But like, it's funny. Like, Demon Lord Retry tried to be funny. It tried to have good animation. This show doesn't try to have good animation. It's literally just like, hey, we're not the best, but let's have fun with it. And I like high key enjoy it. Like, I love it. Is it gonna be my favorite this season? No. 100% not with these heavy hitters we got going on.
Listen,
but am I gonna keep watching it? You better bet. 100% I'm gonna keep watching this. 24 episodes. It's gonna be funny.
Dope. I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. That's one I'm gonna miss this season, or maybe I'll binge later. I just can't, with everything else that I got going on. I can't watch that too, because other stuff like Redo of Healer.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, Jobless Reincarnation is just, guys, super interesting.
Well, I'm ready for you to talk about all of that, because I need to know. I need to know what's going on. Yeah,
so Jobless Reincarnation, they showed us more into the main character's previous life. Apparently, he was a kind of a shitbag. He was a loner, kind of neat kind of dude who sat in the house, and this is definitely for grown folks. So, you know, watcher beware, because
why you say it's for grown folks, bro?
Because there's a lot of situations where there's like sex involved. And him masturbating. He was masturbating at one point, and he got kicked out of a house after his mother and father died in, I believe, an accident. He during their funeral, he was at home actually taking care of himself. Then he got kicked out by what looked to be, I don't know, either a gang or a mob. Maybe they killed his parents or whatever. But he died because he tried to save a girl from being hit by a truck, because she was literally in the middle of a street trying to run away from some guys who were trying to sexually harass her. So he was like trying to help her, even though he was like this dude that didn't want to go outside because he always got made fun of. And he runs in front of the truck, gets hit by the truck, wakes up in this new world as a baby. with this fantastic family. They're like, one is a very strong swordsman, the other is a very strong mage, and they're very attractive people. They have this son who turns out to be an attractive son who is now him. He learns about magic as a kid. He can talk at an early age because he understands everything because he has his memories from his previous life. But essentially, he's training to become a mage, and he's like super powerful. Obviously, one of those shows. His parents was be doing the do. And and his tutor, this is what I'm saying, this for the grown folks. His tutor, like that they hired to help train the little guy, that our main character, was actually taking care of herself outside of their door. So it's like it's super grown folksy.
Where are you watching this at, bro?
It's on Funimation. As strange as that sounds.
It's on Hentai Haven,
right?
This what's this? I gotta add this to the list. This is Jobless.
Yeah, Jobless Reincarnation. But I like where it's going with as far as who our main character is. I didn't like him when they kind of showed me his backstory because he's a pig piece of shit. But I'm starting to like him now because he's getting over. He was bullied basically. So essentially, his actions, I guess, were justified because he was bullied so bad. Like they pantsed him. He had, he wasn't as gifted down there, so they literally ruined his life. They would scream outside of his window, limp dick. It was bad for him. So, so I kind of understand why he, became who he was. But I think the show is going to be pretty decent. It got 24 episodes, I do believe, and I'm interested. I'm definitely interested, for sure.
Limp Bizkit. So. That's messed up, bro. I'm gonna have to watch that. That sounds hilarious, bro.
It's pretty good.
I can't believe you didn't say it's not on Hentai Haven. All right,
no, which shocked me because I was watching like, this is on Funimation.
Rated M,
right?
Is it rated M?
It's definitely TVMA for sure.
Okay, all right. So I continued my watch of Scar on the Praetor. And this show, I kind of feel like it's going to be a little bit of a sleeper.
Interesting.
The second episode, though, kind of disappointed me. Only for the fact that, like, it was very story-oriented for this episode, but the story didn't drive it enough. Like, it was more of, like, it introduced some characters that they just showed in the first episode. They were just shown in the first episode, but now they kind of let these characters have their introduction, and they weren't as overwhelming as like that main character in the first episode. Like AG in the first episode was so like overwhelmingly as like a good character, a character that you would hope to see in the rest of the episodes. That is almost like, damn, bro. Like you imagine watching Naruto, right? And they kill Kakashi in the first episode.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that kind of be hard? Like,
yeah.
Kakashi's a good ass character. You killed him in the first episode, bro.
Right.
That's kind of how it feels watching the second episode. It's like, how are we going to maintain this kind of like
presence,
vibrato? Yep. Like you got this energy from that first episode, but you killed it in the first episode, and now we're kind of like trying to figure out how it's going to go. I have high hopes for it. I hope they can pick it back up in the third episode. It comes out in 4 days, so we're gonna see. But I sincerely hope that it stays good. I love the like concept of it, that like they have this divine protection essentially, and I don't want to necessarily say divine protection, but they have this like this protection that essentially keeps them from harm. Physical harm more or less, but they still, inherit that regular pain. But there are other people who have it. They're all on different sides. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, how they're gonna progress this. And I can't see how the second episode, they just kind of introduced the factions, like the gangs and the police. Which it did give us some world building, but I'm ready to see more. And I hope that the action stays high tilt. It wasn't a very action oriented show episode, but I feel like even you, Polo, would have been like, yeah, this wasn't the episode for that. They could give us some more action on this.
Yeah. It kind of, from the looks of the cover, it kind of reminds me of Westgate Park. Is it giving off those kind of similar vibes?
No, because Westgate Park seems way more realistic.
Interesting. Okay.
This is way more on the fantasy side. Like,
I see.
Like Westgate Park, they definitely have the gangs and the factions like Westgate Park, but it's way, way more like you could get hit with a fireball.
I see.
Someone cast a magic spell kind of shit.
I got you.
Or you can get shot with a shotgun in the face and be perfectly fine. Whereas in Westgate Park, you get shot in the face with a shotgun. It's a wrap for you.
You brought back, yeah, straight up.
That's the end of the episode.
Straight up.
At least the end of the episode for you. But it wasn't like the worst episode I've seen in general. It was just like a bad episode for an early episode. You still want more driving force in those early episodes.
Right.
Maybe we could be like we should be anime coaches, like coaching companies,
should,
how to get their animator to be good early on to keep people drawn in.
Fix that storyboarding. Something that's okay. This is the last one I'm going to talk about because we got a lot to talk about today again. But I do want to say Quintessential Quintuplets continues to be top tier slice of life. Bottom tier character Tomazaki continues to be so special. Beautiful, beautifully animated show.
You watch Log Horizon?
No, I did not. I'm saving that for when the dub drop. The hidden dungeon only I can enter. Yes, watch that one. It's silly. It's funny. It's a fun show that I'm enjoying so far. Definitely watch that one. But the last one I'm going to talk about today before we get into UU talk, or before we get to questions and then into UU talk, Redo of Healer. Now, this is a light novel that I read a while ago. I can't remember when, to be honest. It was only the first chapter. I don't know why I put it down. Actually, I do know why I put it down. It was because I wasn't big into reading light novels or manga back then, period. But that is when I first got the Manga Top app, which on iPhone, which is not on iPhone anymore, apparently. But it apparently, I read it when I got that app and forgot all about it. But this is another one that kind of followed that light novel extremely well. But it's about a guy it's not an isekai. This is just how this world is. You're born into the world and you have to have the luck to be chosen to be a hero. Okay. It's a special ceremony thing that happens to a random person at a random time. When it happens, the province essentially knows about it. So they summon you to become a hero to help save, the kingdom or whatever the case may be. Our guy, the main character, he's from a small town in the sticks in the boonies who dreams of becoming a hero. And ends up becoming one. He becomes a hero. He gets the mark of the healer. So he's the healer of this of the heroes. And he gets called by the princess and the king to come to the castle to meet with them and to be properly established as an adventurer, as a hero adventurer, or the hero of healing is what they call him. He goes there and he helps this group, fight some monsters, and he heals. But the problem is when he heals people, he kind of faints depending on how extensive the heal has to be. So essentially he had to restore a swordsman, one of their swordsmen's arm that got cut off during a battle. So he restores it completely, but he gets knocked unconscious from doing so. With that, we find out what the princess' true colors are. She's a total bitch. She gets him addicted. She gets him addicted to drugs, like really bad drugs that supposedly help him recover from, his paralysis from healing so much. And they treat him like a slave. They put him in a collar. They drag him around, keeps feeding him these drugs, treat him like complete shit. Stomp on him. Come here, little boy. Come heal me. Come here, little boy. Come heal me. Drag him around. Just treats him so awfully terrible. It gets to the point where he then tries to figure out a way to get out of this situation. He trains himself secretly to take down the final boss. And this is not a spoiler. This is all literally in the first 15 minutes of the episode, to take down the final boss that they have to fight in order to save the entire kingdom. He takes the final boss down himself after he don't heal the rest of the teammates. He just takes down the final boss. You learn how he do that in the show. I'm not going to spoil that. Once he takes down the final boss has dropped a philosopher's stone. He uses that philosopher's stone to then go back in time to live the same life again, to redo his life of a healer, to get revenge on everybody that treated him like shit. So essentially now that he goes back in time, the same thing happens, but this time he builds up an immunity to the drug they try to get him addicted to, so that that made him become their slave. He builds up immunity to it, and and we learn that becoming the hero in this world, regular people want regular women, essentially, or men, depending on, your orientation. They try to have sex with the heroes because they know if they get pregnant by a hero, then, they can be set for life because they can birth a hero. What he does is he heals himself to where he can't have any kids and just takes advantage of all the maids in the house because the maids are trying to take advantage of him and get pregnant by him. It's crazy. It's a crazy story.
I can't even be mad at that. He won.
He won.
They tried to take advantage of him, and he gave him a chance.
Listen, dude.
They didn't. He was playing chess. They was playing checkers.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see. I mean, later. If I do recall correctly, later it gets kind of messed up with like rape and stuff that isn't so pleasant. But I do think this is going to be a show that might be a sleeper hit. It's not reviewing particularly well on AniList, but I don't ever trust those AniList reviews anyway.
A lot of those people, mainstream viewers, they're not watching everything anyway.
Exactly. And they're only watching it for a specific reason. And we are a little bit more open. So I think Redo of Healer is one to check out for sure. I'm enjoying it a lot. Sorry that one was kind of long-winded, but
I like that. I like that a lot.
It looks to be a good show. What you got for us, Till?
Nothing necessarily special, because like all of the stuff I really watched, like that we all watched, that's more like spoiler based stuff. So I didn't know if you wanted to jump into that quite yet.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's run into some questions then, shall we?
Let's do it.
Fantastic questions from Twitter as always. I just got hit up on Twitter, actually on my personal Twitter, from Treesus. He just said it's actually relevant. Oh wait, did he delete it? My Twitter just isn't updating. Oh, fantastic. That's just great. I got a tweet from Treesus that's talking about the animation of something, and I do believe he's talking about Attack on Titan, but we're gonna talk about that later. All right.
Okay.
We could start off with speaking of the devil, Treesus. He says, "What has been the best rewatch you guys had?" So we only had two. I'll start off with I think my favorite one so far is still Bleach. While I enjoy Yu Yu Hakusho a lot, Bleach was just a treat. For me.
Our favorite rewatch?
Yeah.
All right. So, I got it straight from Polo on this one. I actually did enjoy the Yu Yu Hakusho rewatch a little bit more.
More than Bleach. Interesting.
Yeah. While I think the Bleach was a better look, there were points of Yu Yu Hakusho I actually enjoyed more. But I do still think Ichigo is the better character, 110%.
Wow. I can't wait to talk about Yu Yu in a minute then. So Scuba Steve says, okay, make your perfect live action cast for Steins Gate.
All right, here we go. I wasn't ready for this one.
Yeah. What a fucking fucking question, Steve.
All right.
For one, we don't want a live action of Steins Gate. All right. We don't want it. Don't give it to us. But if we had to cast it, okay, let's try to agree on the same character, okay? Let's make Ryan Reynolds Okabe.
First of all, bro, I think I hate you because that's good as fuck.
I think Ryan Reynolds will make a great Okabe, man. I think it would make a great Okabe.
For let's see.
Makase Kurisu.
I know, because here's the thing. Kurisu is my personal waifu, right?
Yeah.
But none of these actors I feel like would play her well are ones I want. So can we be like, let's say Emma Watson or
Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone. I take that too. I'm trying to think.
Wait, Emma Stone is the Gwen Stacy of the Amazing Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I'm also trying to see who plays like smart characters. Oh,
that definitely can be Emma Stone then.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I was saying Emma Stone is a good one too.
Because she got that attitude to her. I don't think Emma Watson does because she, she's she's Hermione in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Emma Stone though. Yeah, Emma Stone definitely. Emma Watson. I think she could do it.
I don't know if she got that. I don't know if she got that attitude.
I think Hermione could. Emma Watson can do that attitude, bro.
Really?
Who you think? She had attitude.
No, you're right. You're right. It was a slight. It was a slight attitude. I think Emma Stone.
Because she had to be feisty.
True.
Who we going? Emma Stone or Emma Watson? Because I think they both can play a smart character, super smart character.
I mean, Gwen Stacy
was. Yeah, they were both doing it.
I'm gonna personally say, because I think she could pull off the red hair, Emma Stone.
All right, let's do Emma Stone then. Let's do that.
Okay, you down for that? Okay, let's do Mayuri. Now she got to be cutesy, small. I'm kind of dingy.
So I was thinking, what's her name? Mila Kunis. In her younger days.
Oh yeah, but her voice is a little too deep.
Mila Kunis?
Yeah, the chick that plays Meg Griffin.
Her voice is super high pitched.
No, it is. No, you're right. You're right. No, you know what? Mila Kunis might be pretty good. But what about damn, Steve, this is a good question, dude. This is fun too.
It is, yo.
I'm having a good time.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
She's old. Jennifer Love Hewitt is old as hell.
What about what's that?
We need somebody that can play somebody young, and that's cutesy and kind of high pitched.
I hate you.
I loved Mayuri.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh, okay. Vanessa Hudgens will probably be. I think I'm down with that. I can do that too. I was trying to think of we'll go with Vanessa. Yeah, because she'll work well with Ryan Reynolds. I think that'd be great. Okay. All right. Let's do Suzuha. Suzuha is a girl with another attitude. But she was Itaro's daughter. Mm-hmm. But in the future tense. Slight spoilers for Steins Gate. Big spoilers, actually.
Huge spoilers.
Suzuha. Let's give Emma Watson to her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who was the girl that played Sabrina in
the Netflix joint?
Yeah. I don't think she's a great actor, but I think that she has the attitude for it.
Oh, true. Suzuha could even be Zendaya.
Yeah, because he does have that kind of like Hispanic kind of look to him.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I'd rock with that. Polo picking Zendaya. Let's go, bro.
Okay. What about Ruka?
So that's hard.
I don't know no dudes that is that flamboyant.
hold on. Let's find this. Steve with the fucking good question.
The project.
Because it has to be a male actor.
Yep, it has to be a male actor. Oh, this is a tough one. If this was a young, what's his name from Home Alone?
That can kind of look
but he's too old now.
You kind of got it. We might have to just go with a girl on this one though, bro.
Okay.
Cause like
I'm down with that.
None of the guys I can think of that are like dudes, like Shawn Mendes, right?
Okay.
That looks like a dude.
Yeah.
But Ruka is like very like ambiguous. Like you can't tell.
True.
I'm not trying to be judgmental, but like I just don't think.
Maybe we'll find. Is there like a? I don't know. Well, that's a good point.
Let's see.
I have no idea though who could do that.
How about? I don't know, bro. We gonna go with What about the dude from Shameless? If we get him to shave his beard for the role,
there you go. I don't even know what Shameless is, but I trust you explicitly.
Yeah, he has a beard and stuff now, but he's fully like transitioned to a man. If he would want to do it, because he still has like he could look like a woman if he had long hair.
Okay, that's perfect.
His name is what's his name? Elliot Fletcher.
Okay, let's do that.
We'll go with. I like that.
For Itaro, okay, hear me out. Now I know he's not fat, but I do think it'll be a perfect fit to be Zendaya's or Suzuha's dad.
Okay.
Childish Gambino.
Oh, 100%, bro.
He's nerdy. You know, he's not fat, unfortunately, but
we can give him a fat suit.
But I think that'd be a perfect fit for that. And that'd be the main cast for Steins Gate.
Hell yeah, I like that.
Perfect.
Wait, we didn't do the crazy murder chick.
Oh, she's not a part of the main cast according to Annalise.
I know.
So we ain't gonna go that deep. Rob J has another question. He says, favorite streaming service? Verve.co for me.
100% I agree, because it has just all the shit I want.
Yeah, true. Verve is a program that has High Dive, Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network shit, a bunch of Rooster Teeth stuff if you subscribe to them. And it's only $10 a month, so it's kind of perfect. And then I'm hoping eventually now that Sony owns Crunchyroll too, they'll bring Funimation over to Verve. So we shall see. Which they did at one point. It was a temporary like truce that they had, which is awesome because I have Funimation, Crunchyroll, and High Dive all on one platform, which is fantastic. But yeah. Let's go with another question. Let's go with a question from Abe. He says the year is 2154. Your descendants have found a well-preserved box belonging to you. What are 5 items that you left behind? These items are to begin their journey into anime/manga, etc.
All right. 5 items. All right, let's go one item at a time.
Okay.
They have to be anime items. Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm. He said etc.
Item number one. Item number one is gonna be either it's gonna be a philosopher's stone for me.
Dope.
It ain't gotta be the actual one. It can just be a red rock, but I want it to be like the philosopher's stone.
For me, I want to drop a full complete box set of ReZero. Because by 2154, we'll have a full, complete box set of it. And I want them to make that. I want to make sure that they watch that. For sure.
All right. Item number 2. I want a replica of Ikki Kuragane's sword.
That's so Montel.
It is very Montel. I want that bitch.
Yeah.
or at least his school outfit. I want that too. One of those 2 items.
His school outfit's pretty clean. item number 2 for Polo is going to be it's going to be all of the whole cast in figurine form of Clannad.
That you talk about Barry Montel. That's very Polo right there.
Yes, sir.
That's Polo as fuck.
Yes, sir.
So my third item would be an item I actually already own, but I want Goku Black's Patara earrings. Because come on, bro. I just want them.
Third item for me will be my PC, which will probably be trash in 2154 by that time. But it'll also have all of my like stuff, including, everything. So yeah, I want my descendants to see what I'm about.
My fourth item would be a small replica figure of Astra, the ship from Astra Lost in Space.
Ooh, beautiful. Good job. Good job out of you. Good job out of you. My fourth item will be my volumes, because I already pre-ordered the volume 1 of this. But by the time 2154 hits, all the volumes will be done, and I'll guarantee you I'll have them all. But my entire set of solo leveling, physical copies.
Polo is not playing with us.
Not playing. No games. No games. Play no games.
My final thing, since Polo going with volumes, I wanted to save this for last anyway. It would be the entire volume collection of
Twin Star Exorcist.
As you know, and it will be a sticker or a post-it on the front saying, "Don't watch the manga." I mean, the anime.
I just read. Yes, Lord. I knew that was coming. My fifth and final item will be, you know what I think would be great for somebody who don't watch anime at all?
Let's do it.
Fucking all of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need that in there too. So they got 2 box sets that they guaranteed that'll fall in love with anime.
They got some stuff that just like all of it resembles like stuff that you don't even have to like anime. It's just good.
True.
It's just great.
Just good stuff. Good stuff. Great question, Nate. Appreciate you. Appreciate you is what I used to say on my streams. Assassinate you with appreciation. Crystal says, I saw this on the timeline a few days ago. If you could rewatch any anime for the first time again, what would it be? Great question, Crystal. That's a great question. I love her threads, by the way.
If I had to watch any anime for the first time, like I didn't remember, and I rewatched it for the first time, Full Metal Alchemist, 100%.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer.
Because it changed my life, so I'm 100%. That's my option.
And for me, if y'all had to guess, the answer would be Clannad. I would love to rewatch that again for the first time, just to experience that changing experience that I got from it.
I expected nothing less, because if you said anything else, I would have been disappointed. I'd be like, I need a new co-host. Ain't no way my co-host said anything other than what I thought he was going to say.
True. Oh, I meant to ask Crystal this. I wanted her full thoughts on Clannad after she finished the entire thing.
Did you see her thread?
I saw her thread, but I wanted a sum of it.
It was killing me, bro.
Killing me too, bro. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. My life is complete. I got Scuba Steve, who don't watch No Slice of Life, to watch Clannad. Tell, who didn't watch Slice of Life at the time, watched Clannad. And Crystal, who was putting this off for the longest time to watch Clannad. And I ruined all of you guys' hearts, and I feel accomplished. I feel real good about that.
Utter disrespect, though.
Hit him up, Henry, or hit him up Hen is what I call him. He says, if you could choose one anime to get adapted into a video game, what would it be? We've answered this question before, but I do not mind answering it again. Because this one already has a game, but not in the way that I want. And that's ReZero. It has a game, but it's like a visual novel, which is fine. I'm cool with visual novels too. But I think imagine a game of ReZero, but like Prince of Persia. You feel me?
Right. I love that.
You know how Prince of Persia, you could rewind time to, the time in a level like where you're about to die or where you're just not going to make that jump. But
I love that.
In ReZero form, imagine you being this powerless character and you going through, it's just like Dark Souls. You're just regular as fuck. You don't even have an attack at first. And you're going through the story of ReZero just like Subaru does. And every time you rewind, you just do something slightly different. And then it changes the outcome.
I also think that what would be dope as fuck about that is you get you start off with one death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just you play the game, you start off dead once, and then you kind of go back through, and you get different rewards based on how many times you die beating the game. And you can get different endings for dying in certain parts and changing how the outcome goes.
Yes, sir.
That would be some dopeness,
yes,
bro.
Sir. Yes, sir. I like
that. My game would be a Fate series game.
Ooh.
But like they already have Fate games, but this is how I would act the game out, right? You essentially become a servant in the Holy Grail War.
Of course.
And you get to make your own hero, basically, your own servant who specializes in whatever class, and your powers change based on how you answer like this initial survey, almost like how the Pokemon Ranger or Pokemon games are for the when you play as the actual Pokemon themselves directly.
Yeah.
So like they ask you questions about your personality, and your personality gives you different like stats, and then you can choose whether you're an archer, a lancer, a berserker.
Well, you don't get to choose. The quiz chooses for you, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
that determines that determines the god you get too.
Exactly. Oh well, you make your own god. Like your character itself has its own design.
I see. Okay. Because
like Gilgamesh is best as a mage, but he was pulled out as an archer.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. So
like,
I get it.
Yeah. So you can. That would be dope. And
that would be sick.
I would love to play that game.
That would be very, very sick. All right. What fantastic questions. These questions have been so good. So good. That's it for them, though. That's all the questions we have.
Some great questions. 100%. I can't believe.
What?
I can't believe. Those questions so good, especially Scuba Steve.
Yes, he killed it with that.
He you know how he really tries and like gives us the stump us one time.
True. That was a fantastic question. It was a lot of fun. All these questions was great. Thank y'all so much for writing into us, man. I enjoy that. That's one of my favorite parts of this show. This entire show is my favorite part of the show, but those questions were just fun. All right, let's Polo. Oops, sorry, y'all. That was my computer, not y'all's. This is the final UU talk. Now, cue the music.
You get a future Polo.
Yeah, there was something in this that happened in the last second of the show.
Okay.
The title screen, which I think I'm gonna name it the name of this episode, and it was Forever Fornever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be the title of this episode.
I like that.
I think the ending was. Let's start off with that. What did you think about the epilogue, essentially, episode 112?
It was so. The thing is, to me, it was predictable. Well, and I'm not even gonna say like fully predictable because I was expecting Yusuke to show up at Genkai's place.
Yeah, same.
But they kind of played us. They gathered everybody there and really made us like they kind of really nailed home that Yusuke won't be back for a year.
Right.
You know, saying like he's not coming back yet. He's still doing his thing. He's still doing this. He's still searching. He's still fighting. He's still doing all this stuff and he won't be coming back yet. And you could see like the mounting frustration and like sadness in Keiko or Kiko. Is that her name? Keiko.
Keiko. Right.
Yep. You can see the mounting frustration and sadness in her, and it kind of was making me sad. Like that final episode was really like kind of making me fucking sad. I was like, are we not gonna see Yusuke in this last episode? And I really didn't remember this last episode. So like to me, this last episode felt completely fresh. Like I didn't know what was happening. So I was like, damn, we're really not gonna see Yusuke in this episode. Like I feel like he has to pop up in the last minute. But like it was getting to that point where I was really doubting it. Like I was like, my powers of perception are like, he's gonna show up here. He's gonna show up here. And they kept fucking with me. But it was kind of worth it. But it was still like, you know, I predicted it. Like he had to show up at some point.
Of course. Yeah.
Especially when she started talking, doing her little monologue. This is it. I'm done waiting. And he's like, hold up, bitch. You ain't gotta wait. I was like, hold up, Yusuke. What you mean?
You just see he kind of came through. Like he's like, good, because I'm done. You ain't gotta wait. The final episode for me was definitely predictable. This the epilogue probably for me was the best part. I think personally. Only because
in the entire series?
In the last 14. Okay. The last episode for me was where I had the biggest smile on my face. Seeing them all grown up, seeing that interaction, seeing how cool Bara went back and like kind of reminisced. That was a clean way of doing that for like an epilogue wrap up. But essentially, I thought it was kind of stupid that he was gone in the first place. Like the shit was over. The tournament was over. There was absolutely no reason for him to still be gone, to be still doing this soul searching. And if you got a soul mate, why the fuck are you soul searching without her? So that part to me, I was just like, okay, that's kind of like they just kind of wanted to drum up drama just for the sake of having some drama in this final episode. But I did have a smile on my face during that scene where she ran up to him and she kissed him, and I'm like, oh, that's dope.
Tackled his ass.
Yeah, tackled his ass. Oh, that's dope. I did like that. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. What did you initially? What was? I'm gonna just start off here. What was your favorite arc in Yu Yu Hakusho in our rewatch?
So, I know everyone's favorite arc is Dark Tournament. It's actually kind of hard for me because, for me, the Dark Tournament, the Genkai story aspect is where to me it kind of picked up. Mm-hmm. But I felt like ever since then, it just had like actual story beats that continued, and that's where the story started. Yeah. It's hard for me to say Dark Tournament is the best. I really liked, and I think it really what really struck a chord with me was specifically like the Three Kings finishing part, and it wasn't the final 14 episodes. It was the first 14 episodes of Three Kings part, where he goes to find his ancestral dad and stuff like that. To me, that first 14 episodes of the Three Kings was good. The final 14 episodes to me was like, eh.
Yeah.
But that's also how I felt about the Dark Tournament. It's like the final 14 episodes of Dark Tournament was good, but the first 14 episodes of Dark Tournament was like, oh, okay, I don't really care for this.
Yeah. So which one was your favorite?
I gotta go with the Three Kings.
Okay. Yeah. For me, the Three Kings were just, it was in a way of its own self. Like there were a lot of shit that I thought about during this as a story man myself, knowing damn well Yu Yu is not about story. Okay, you are not going to watch Yu Yu Hakusho for the fucking story. It's going to be for the 5 tournament arcs that they got in this goddamn show.
I mean, every episode, every tournament arc, bro.
Yeah, every part of this show was a tournament arc, which is hilarious. Because somebody said, I want to know what y'all think as story people of Yu Yu Hakusho because it's just tournament arcs, which I didn't realize it was until we watched it.
No, bro, 100%. Every fucking thing was a tournament. Everything was a tournament.
It definitely was.
He was like, hey, look, we got to go fight the other kings. Nope, let's turn it into a tournament.
Yep. It's crazy.
Hold up, bro.
It's crazy. I think it would have benefited hugely from being a war, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
The Dark Tournament was my favorite arc because it was the most put together tournament arc in the tournament arcs of this show. The Three Kings one, man, shit just did not make no fucking sense. Okay, hear me out, dude. Okay, this is what we got. You got this motherfuckers demons, right? They eat humans. How did they get humans? How did they get humans to eat? Is there an answer to that anywhere?
Oh yeah, I mean they all S-class, A-class demons. They couldn't get to the demon world. So would the they steal demons from the spirit world refrigerator?
Exactly. So there's a plot hole right there. I'm like, okay, so how the fuck are the other demons eating humans? That don't make sense. And why? Okay.
I like that a lot though, because I didn't think about that. That's good as fuck, actually.
That's all my mind kept thinking about. It's like, okay, why is he so pressed on not eating humans? How does everybody else eat humans? Where are they getting humans from? Because nobody can get through unless you're a fucking low B tier demon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what I do know, what I did think about though was that Ryzen was eating demons too, and I don't know if demons counted as like a human-esque figure, because he was eating everything, like a human, a demon. It didn't matter to him, but he stopped eating in general when he had a girl pregnant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did he even meet up with this human in the first place? What did they say about that? They didn't really say.
That was 500 years ago, or no, 700 years ago, when the human and demon world were one. There was no separation.
No gate. Okay, whatever. Okay, it still just didn't make any sense. And then I don't understand what happened to all the power that he got from the training. Because I feel like they were all weaker than when they fought. What's his name? Susui.
Oh, Sensui.
Yeah, I feel like they were all weaker in the final arc of this show.
I think that so technically Sensui was stronger than Yusuke.
Of course.
So we never really got to see like quite what that was. And then Yusuke, they all got stronger. And I think that with where they mess up is showing like all the demons we are expecting to see in this world are S-class and A-class demons, right? So they're supposed to be stronger than what we've seen before. So it normalizes the level, like the playing field. I see. I think where they messed up at though is because there are still D, C, B level demons here that we should be seeing, and Yusuke should just be dogging them, not just dogging other S-class demons like they mad easy. You know, that's what they should be. There should be a clear like gap in the demon strength. None of
the last part of it depicted power to me like it did with that Toguro fight. You know what I'm saying? None of it depicted I'm powerful now, because I guess they were all on the same level, so they just kind of made it look like a normal fight. And that just it wasn't even fun to watch at that point. And I'm just like watching these dudes throw punches at each other. I'm like, okay, this is as basic as Yu has been the entire rewatch.
Yeah, that last 14 episodes was not it for me, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't it for me either. I do believe Dark Tournament was my favorite for those reasons that we just talked about. What was your least favorite arc?
It's probably the consensus. Chapter Black.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to think like because there's parts of Chapter Black I like, but the whole of Chapter Black, like if you look at the entirety of it, it's not really hitting, bro.
Yeah,
I was thinking like, man, I remember Chapter Black being so good as a kid, but like now watching Chapter Black, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all the things I liked as a kid, but looking at it again, like objectively, nah, bro, it's not really hitting. No. Like and it doesn't have all the only thing I liked about it was the duality, and which is really not duality because he had 7 people inside of him, was Sensui's whole, the humans are actually evil too, but like why completely flip on the humans?
True.
Because if you completely flip on the humans, the demons are going to do worse shit than the humans could ever even think
exactly.
of. Exactly. And it's like
that was
humans are, that would have been a huge folly, bro. Like you would have let all those people all those demons into the human world just to see them literally fuck the brains out of something.
Yeah.
You probably saw humans doing that to demons and thought like, okay, that's bad. But you ain't never seen a human do that to a demon. That's a whole other level, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's like hindsight. It's like they just fuck up the morality of everything when they try to go deep. It didn't work. Chapter Black is definitely the worst one. The fact that I enjoy the Sacred Beast arc more than Chapter Black says a lot. And I hated the Sacred Beast arc. Like that shit was stupid. But it wasn't as stupid or as I guess I don't know.
If we talk arcs, the Facebook group decided that the Dark Tournament was the best too.
Yeah, obviously
by a landslide.
Yeah, Chapter Black was not it. Definitely the least favorite, and rightfully so. Who was your favorite character?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like mine is obvious, but you go George first, bro.
You characters are fucking great. That made the entire show for me. I love the characters of the show except for Kuwabara. And Kuwabara wasn't even that bad later. But
Kuwabara is actually better than some other anime characters.
You're exactly.
He is the worst character in this show.
Yeah, and these characters are great. He's the worst character in the show full of great characters. But Yusuke, obviously for me, still the best character.
And for you, still for me, Kurama. I fucking love Kurama, bro. And I feel like every time I watch him do anything, I just love him more. It's like, God, this is why he is the best to me in this damn show.
Yeah, I just was the entertainment value I got from Yusuke was
and you can talk all this shit, bro.
I love that, man. I love it
every time.
Loved it.
It didn't matter what it was. It could be God himself. Yusuke is like,
shut up, bitch.
Well, let me give you this L really quick, bro.
Yeah, he ain't afraid to call you a bitch. All that.
He ain't afraid to call himself one.
Straight up.
He's like, I look like a bitch compared to this. When he was watching, when he was about to fight Yomi, he was like, he's so strong, it's gonna be like I was Shura or Shura, whatever. He's like, it's gonna be like I was fighting him, like I'm just a kid.
True.
But that's what it looked like, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, shoot, dude is that strong. But I like that he's not afraid to talk shit about himself, about other characters. He's got smoke for everything that exists.
True. I loved it. Best part about it for me. Who's your favorite?
Even though Kurama was planted 700 years in advance. I was like, how the fuck did you plan to plant trees 700 years ago, bro? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain would have to be Sensui, but it's because of
he was trash to me.
It's not even like it's not because of himself. It's more of the position he was put in. So I guess I liked more of like what he could have been rather than what he actually is. I guess if I had to say, if we're going on like strictly villain characters themselves, Ryzen.
Interesting.
I like Ryzen a lot.
Ryzen's dope. That's a good one. Even though he was in there for like 2.5 episodes.
Right.
For me, it's going to be younger Toguro, obviously. Younger Toguro was the most menacing. He was the most threatening villain, I think, in the entire show. Even though Sensui, whatever his fucking name was, he was pretty, I guess, challenging because he actually killed Yusuke. But something about Toguro and his whole shit, the way he just stepped up, he gave off huge Black Forces energy, and I'm all about that. Like, he's the fucking demon. Not that he had any particular plans. Like, I understood where he was coming from as far as his morality goes and why he was the way he was, because he didn't want to turn out weak. He didn't want to become weak after becoming so powerful. And I kind of vibe with that. And the fact that he found somebody to fight like Yusuke and was able to achieve his satisfaction, I guess, was pretty cool to me.
So here, I do want to say this though, because I do like Toguro a lot, the younger Toguro. And this is why I kind of had an issue picking, right? Is because Toguro and Ryzen, to me, they weren't really like, they were villains, yes, like because they did a lot of evil shit. But like overall, their goal was never to really kill like Yusuke, right? Like their goal was to make him stronger or get something out of themselves, right?
Yep.
Toguro, he never planned on killing Yusuke. His goal was to die. He wanted to fight someone who was strong enough to kill him because he felt like he made that mistake. And he chose a role as a villain to kind of like put himself in that scenario. So like, I get it though. Toguro was, when you talk about his power, his menacing, what he actually did for the show itself, he did. He had some impact. Yeah. I just liked Ryzen, I guess, for the same thing. But like, I guess more or less, like I felt like he still carried impact in that last, like in those few episodes, even though he wasn't no longer alive, I guess.
True. All right, last but not least, what was your favorite moment?
Goodness gracious. Favorite moment would have to be when Yusuke did the fucking evil spirit gun. Like, to me, just the visuals of seeing like it was no longer like a spirit gun, this is a demon gun. And like you see the black cross turn upside down, like it was a regular cross and it turns upside down and it's this giant spirit gun blast comes out. I was like, I like that. But just the implications after that is that like he was no longer in control of himself.
Yeah. A favorite moment for me was
the ending.
No, well, that was pretty nice. But what Kurama did to older Toguro was my favorite.
Bro,
that shit was insane. He's still over there. Why can't I kill you right now as we speak? I reached out to Twitter and asked them all the same questions. So let's run through these really quick. Hit him up. He says favorite moment is Hiei mastering the dragon from darkness, the dragon of darkness flame, and favorite character is the dragon himself. Hiei, come on now.
That was good too.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Siren Watson tweet at us and says the ending was her favorite part. Her favorite character was Yusuke Urameshi. And her favorite arc was the Saint Beast. I called him Sacred Beast. God damn it, Polo. Saint Beast.
Yeah, but Saint Beast, yeah.
Right. Y'all know what I meant. Let's see here. Anime Talk, follow them at Anime Talk 12 on Twitter, says the favorite moment was the fight Yusuke and Chu, which is fantastic. The Australian dude. With the daggers and the heels and they just going for the all-out slugfest.
That was pretty intense. That felt like real life.
That was somehow. A real great moment. Favorite character, Yusuke is the GOAT, but I secretly liked Kuwabara as a second.
I don't know how.
Yeah, me either. Favorite villain, younger Toguro, but Bui was a bad dog too. I don't even remember who that was. Hey, Strange Keith. Shout out to Strange Keith. He says, favorite moment is, I have so many, but I had to say Yusuke and Poof in the cave fighting for his life during the dark tournament. Great moment. Fucking brilliant moment. That's a good one. Favorite character, Kurama. Favorite villain, the Doctor. And then I reached out. Yeah, the Doctor from Chapter Black. I asked him, I said, oh, the Doctor, interesting. Why is that? Is what I said. He says, outside of him having the best animated episodes, which is true in the series, I love the villain that doesn't give a shit and just does what they want. And that was the Doctor. Okay. That's a justified take. We got, I think we got one more from Crystal here. Yeah, Crystal says 1A is her favorite moment is when Kurama finished off the older Toguro brother, which I agree with. Or as I call him, Toguro bitch.
Can we talk about how he got hit with a fucking genjutsu?
A genjutsu
for the rest of his life?
For the rest of his life. That was my favorite moment. I'm right there with you, Crystal. I also enjoyed the joy that Yusuke had during the final fight. Kurama is the best as far as her favorite character. And then Pooh. And then not sure I have a favorite villain, honestly. I kind of feel you there. But yeah. And that's it. That is it for you talk.
It's been a long time coming, bro.
Man, listen, this may sound crazy.
8 episodes of Yu.
Huh?
That was 8 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho.
8 episodes. Oh yeah, all we did was 8. Damn. Not gonna lie, I feel good that that's done though.
Yep.
I'm good that it's over. I don't have to watch a long form show like that at least for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna give it a break on that.
Yeah, definitely give that a break because that's even though we did 14 a week, that shit was tough.
Could you imagine if this is a Naruto rewatch?
Oh my god, we would just have to watch what we can when we could.
Oh goodness!
But I think Naruto will be easier because you got the filler god, and then I think to be honest, it'll be more enjoyable because of
it's newer.
Yep.
I think we also have a different relationship with those characters.
Exactly. Like I said, I love Yu Yu Hakusho characters, but to be honest, the story was just not. It wasn't one. It was just a bunch of tournaments. Overall, though, I do and did enjoy Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes,
but I'm glad it's over. Very glad it's over.
I was saying the same thing. That's 12, 14 episodes I can devote to other stuff now.
Exactly. Or yeah, exactly. Especially with everything we got coming up. Yeah, so that's done. With that, we're gonna get to know Mic Check Waifu.
Let's do it.
Before we slide into the break and then go into spoilers talk for shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone, ReZero,
Attack on Titan.
I already said that one. Oh no, I didn't.
Time I was reincarnated as a slime.
True. And that's it. All right. Get to know Mic Check Waifu. Waifu is a section where we get to know our hosts by rolling a random number generator and reading a question associated with that number. Let's see here. How many questions we got? 94?
94.
86.
Bet. 86. What 3 things do you think of the most each day?
3 things I think of the most. My dog. How I think about him every morning. What anime do I need to watch? And food.
Bet. I mean, I think that's completely reasonable. I was gonna say my wife, my daughter. My wife, my son, and my daughter. But I feel like that's just a little too obvious. So I'm gonna say my family. When my next workout is, and what anime I need to watch.
True. All right, and with that, we're gonna go into this break. Listen to this dope Teflon Sega song. He just dropped a new one that I'm playing for y'all right now during this break. We'll be right back.
I always run from the darkest sides of me, only to crash on cold concrete. I'm a hard-hitting fool, but I still bleed. It's a sick cycle, am I ever free? And I roll for the shadows and they know my name. Like a bone by on Teflon and open the gate. My only nemesis left is myself. I'm tired of waiting for somebody else. Patience, patience, got no patience, patience. And when I find me some, I will have to run from changes, changes. Patience, patience, got no patience, patience. And this restless heart is the hardest part I'm faced with, faced loading open the gate. My only nemesis left is myself. I'm tired of waiting for somebody else. Patience, patience, got no patience, patience. And when I find me some, I won't have to run from changes, changes. Patience, patience, got no patience, patience. And this restless heart is the hardest part I'm faced with patience.
And thank you for having so much patience. Shout out to Teflon Sega. We are back here to give you the spoiler talk. Man, we had a lot of shows that dropped that we wanted to spoil today. So we're gonna start off with the one that everybody wants to talk about, and that's Attack on Titan. What a great episode! Again, the episodes keep stacking on top of each other and becoming better and better and better.
Yes.
Now, I will say this. I fucking hated the CGI in this so much. I hated it. I hated it. Go back and go, just everybody listening to this podcast, just one piece of thing for your boy Polo, okay? Go back and watch just a scene on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds. Go look up what's it called? Scout Squad.
Yeah.
Go look up them with the ODM gear. Look up them using the ODM gear in season 2, season 3. Just watch them shoot around. Watch them do their thing. And tell me how fucking good that looked compared to this shit with turning them into CGI characters and making them look like video game characters in this beautifully drawn background world. It looked awful. It looked like a real bad video game cutscene. And I must say, I wasn't happy with it. Nor was I happy with the Titan fight either, because that shit looked awful too.
You know what's ridiculous though is the fact that like some video games look really fucking good.
Yeah.
And it's like they could really take like some hints from like Square Enix on they video game graphics. Not necessarily storytelling, because sometimes their storytelling be trash.
True.
But yeah, take those hints on that animation, because I agree with Polo when Aaron's Titan was kind of like looking down and you can see his sharp chin and stuff. Like the 3D just didn't give it. It wasn't flattering at all for the Titan form.
He didn't look he didn't look in shape. Like he looked. It was just weird.
Yeah. But the things that I consistently enjoy about Attack on Titan has to be like the intensity.
Oh my God. Yes.
the story, the progression, like how they've been introducing these characters and their stories, like how they get into these moments and stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I don't give a fuck about the Marlians though.
At all, bro. Go ahead and rip all of them.
Yo, that chick.
All of them.
When the little girl died and Gabby was crying about her friend being dead, I'm like, for those of you listening to the podcast, I just put a big smile on my face because I didn't give a fuck.
Savage.
It's crazy because they were kids. Like I didn't give a fuck about it because you saw what they were trying to do as far as storytelling goes, right? From the beginning of the season. From the beginning of the season, they try to give you attachment. They try to give you just look how normal these people are. Just look how they're just kids, or they're just, normal everyday people, just like the Eldians were back
with
on
racism built into their entire breath. Like
exactly
everything about them. It's horrible.
And with that in there was no way nobody watching this wasn't smiling during the scene where people were just getting fucking smashed to smithereens. No way.
And that I would say that's the only part. Like when Mikasa's like, "You killed children," I'm like,
and yep, I did the same thing Aaron did.
What?
I looked at her just like that. Like, okay.
Aaron don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
You realize what these? Aaron is real. That's the thing. This is why we like Aaron so much right now. He is real. Absolutely. He understands that these kids have been instilled with like racism, discrimination, hatred, evil. They are evil.
Violence first. Like they are.
Yeah. They were given the wrong path. And it's not necessarily their fault. Like I get that part. That's where the humanity side comes in, I guess. Sure. But the reality is that like their mentality is essentially trying to wipe out an entire race of people because of they were told they were bad. They don't actually know for a fact why they were bad. And then they were just given a whole history on why the fact they're actually not bad. Yep. And they're still going to say, no, we should probably wipe out that entire race of people. So, yeah, I don't feel bad for them.
No, not even in the slightest. It was great, though. It's as ugly as the CGI was. It was still great to see Levi fucking zip in like the fucking Flash and do what he did to John.
Zipping in, too, though? Like,
oh, yeah, true. And, true.
The way Mikasa come in, she got her short haircut. She looked like Levi Jr., but she's still raw. She is raw. She is cold.
Yeah, shit was incredible.
And that Warhammer Titan, crazy.
Yeah, that ability is insane. But the fact that they figured out how that worked, yikes for her, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's a wrap for you, bro.
She's a done deal. Man, but yeah, we haven't seen Peck or whatever her name is. She hasn't came through yet, so she's probably going to come through next episode to help the Jaw Titan from getting his ass literally massacred because Mikasa.
Jaw cut.
Yeah, exactly. Mikasa and Aaron about to do him dirty, and Levi, I should say.
Yeah,
but man, I absolutely love watching, minus the CGI part of it, just hearing those people come in and blow everybody up with those rockets. Shit was just awesome, man. It's just awesome. Y'all put them on that island. They adapted, and now they adapted in a way that y'all cannot compete. Like y'all can't shoot them with them fucking them.
They move too fast.
Yeah, them damn butterball bullets.
Like, those blades are literally razors.
Exactly.
They cutting everything up.
Exactly. So, Attack on Titan was a great episode, and the music was phenomenal too.
That's what I meant to say. The music on that's what I want to talk about. This and ReZero. The music in both those episodes today for Attack on Titan and ReZero. That is one thing that it just makes everything better. When the beat starts hitting and you can kind of get in the mood, you're like, hold up. Like, it changes the entire momentum of the show.
Yes. Like,
when the beat changed in Attack on Titan, Aaron no longer had arms on his Titan form, but the beat hit. It was like hard. Like, I was like, wait, like Aaron is in a low-key dire looking moment right here, but the way the beat hit, and I don't feel worried about him at all. I mean, also I know why I wasn't worried about him, because I know what happens, but it's also like it just the feeling they give you was so important and imperative to how the story was driven.
Yep. And
that's one of those things in good anime that you'll always love.
Facts.
If only they can keep that animation consistent.
My gosh. Mappa's like, look, listen, we tired. We're going to just CGI this shit and keep it moving. Which sucks, because I wish Attack on Titan didn't do it that way. Like, because out of all shows, not Attack on Titan.
One of the shows that's going to go down in history is like legendary. Is going to have this subpar animation.
Weird ass anime. It just don't work. Especially compared to the previous seasons. Like, those previous seasons are so beautiful, watching them zip around the cities and shit. And how well it's drawn. But next up on the addendum, let's go right next to Attack on Titan, to another popular one that everybody's probably watching. That's Jujutsu Kaisen.
So what do you think about this episode?
This episode was silly.
This was probably the funniest episode I've watched today.
Yeah, it was pretty silly. I enjoyed it though. I needed it from what they were going through, but I kind of wish they would have brought UG back during the actual tournament itself. But I mean, I guess technically they did. Instead of wheeling him up in like this thing and him popping out and then nobody caring. That was a good comedic moment. But I think if it was like during the tournament, if he came through like how those Black Clover fans like to show that Asta, what's his name? I don't know their names anymore. Magma and Light is his name, I think. Lick. No, not Lick. The fucking lightning dude. When they pulled up on the spatial user.
Oh,
I wish Yuji would have pulled up like that for one of his teammates or something. I think during the tournament.
The big thing is that Yuji was alive the whole time, and we knew he was alive. So, like, to us, because we knew he was alive the whole time,
that would have been as impactful.
It didn't seem so far fetched, though.
Yeah,
you know, like it's some of these things that happen, and we just like, yo, that is mad weird that's happening right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't much to write home about in this episode, other than learning that they're literally going to try to kill him because he's Sukuna's vessel. Mm-hmm. So knowing that Kyoto School is going to try to kill him is going to be hilarious.
Which we knew, though, kind of like, right? We already knew that, like, well, this is what Gojo talked about in the beginning. Yeah. That, like, the old heads don't really like what's going on. So they want to change things. I mean, rightfully so, right? Because it's a danger to literally the world to have that man alive. So it totally makes sense. Like, I get it, but he's Gojo, right, who said he can kill him if he needs to. Just trust in your mans. Yeah, exactly. And that's with all 20 fingers, right? That's with all 20 fingers. He's saying he can handle them. Jesus Christ. Oh, how insane. But I don't know if I can believe that or not, because to have a character that strong introduced in the beginning is just wild. I think it's smart, personally. Everything. I think it's entirely smart, because what they did is they put it in the air and they gave you a little glimpse of it. So then later down the road, when you actually see how powerful he is, it's like, it's a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, it doesn't matter anymore. He told you he could do it. Now let me show you why I said he could do it. Exactly. Overall, though, this episode was great. Still a great show. We're coming up on 15. So I'm excited about that in a few days. But where do you want to go next, brother? Did you watch The Promised Neverland? Of course. What did you... All right. So Promised Neverland, we realized that these demons aren't actually killing people. Mm-hmm. And they kind of have a whole like training session with these demons, right? Which is dope. It's the first safe haven they've encountered, which obviously is all luck based. Straight up. But luck doesn't always last forever, obviously. But what'd you think about this? Promised Neverland continues to give me the attachment I need. Like, I'm attached to every last one of those kids. Every last one of them. Even the ones you don't talk. You have all these characters, but I feel something for them all. You know what I mean? I don't even know all their names, but I feel stuff for them. And that's a testament to the show, because that is hard to do when you have a group of characters. But to see them get some training in learning how to move in the outside world was huge. But also, what was even more huge was the storytelling in this shit. It's so fucking good. Emma learning how to hunt. Emma learning how to hunt was cool too. Her first time killing something. Mm-hmm. That was character impactful. Growth. Yep. Yeah, and how it affected her mood for the rest of the day. Essentially, was how it affected her mood for the rest of the day. Essentially, was also like, wow, like true. That's intense. I love the information we got too. The kids thought it was only been 30 years. It's been thousands, bro. Yeah. Yeah,
it's been thousands.
This has been life forever. For some of those demons, they've been living this forever. So like, that's crazy to think about. Is that like they thought this is a short term thing, but no, they've been food since the beginning almost. Before they could even have been thought of. So it's actually kind of ridiculous. I love the idea, but I also love that how they took it in stride. Like, oh my God, that's amazing news.
Yeah.
That means that we can get back to the human world. You said this has been going on for 1,000 years, but that doesn't mean it has to be another 1,000 years. Yeah. I can leave this bitch.
Essentially, what it meant for them is that they now know that it's actually somewhere safe that they can go, because before they wasn't even sure that there was anywhere for them to go, period, because they thought this was the entire world. So them knowing that there's a half of the world that's not like that is what gave them that hope. But I must ask this question. I don't know if this was explained, so feel free to tell me or not tell me. Was I right what I said last week? Did aliens come down and colonize, or are they going to talk about that later and I just need to chill? I mean, by that, I mean, are they going to talk about the actual reasoning for this later?
And I don't know if they're going to talk about it, because the way I see it, they don't break down a lot in the anime like they break it down in the manga. I'll just say this. They're not aliens. I think they're more like, think of like a fungus.
Interesting.
Something like that. That
evolution of a fungus.
Yeah, it like devoured people and it gave them human form.
Okay. Interesting. I'm really intrigued now.
Yeah, I don't want to tell too much, but that's kind of like
that's perfect.
That's the most I'll say.
That's perfect. I love that. Love knowing that, because now I'm intrigued to see what comes of it, or how they're going to even tell it. You know what I mean? Right.
Oh, I think this arc, like, I think it's going to start off slow, but the next episode
start off where?
I think the next episode is going to be the next 2 episodes are going to be really, like, either really good or they're going to hit like some things and you're like, oh wait, there's something going on here. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too. I look forward to this one day and date. Every time the day hits, I'm watching it, like, straight up. All right, what's next? Let's do Dr. Stone, shall we?
I knew you was gonna say that. So it was funny. It wasn't as funny as Jujutsu Kaisen, sadly.
Right.
But I did kind of miss this series. Do I think that I could wait? I could definitely wait to watch this though.
Same. Like it was cool. Don't get me wrong. I was glad to see Dr. Stone back, but then again, when I started watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember while I'm just so on a level plane with this show. Like it doesn't have the same special hit that it had when it first dropped, right? Like the drama it had, like seeing Senku frozen in stone and counting was huge, or even them living their regular life and then that happening out of nowhere, or them literally establishing, themselves before they got Tsukasa was big. It was a big deal. And then when they got Tsukasa, and then when Tsukasa started talking about what he wanted to do, that was special at the beginning of Dr. Stone. That's what I love Dr. Stone. That's what I loved about Dr. Stone so much. When they got to the village, they got with that group of other people, I kind of was like, until they got to the whole father-son thing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Like I kind of was like, this shit is just turned super average for me. And I'm like, I'm okay with it. I'll watch it. I think it's good, but it's not that special.
And I think that the biggest disconnect is that sometimes they do so much talking that it gets boring. Like,
true.
And it might just be the fact that we understand some of the stuff already. Mm-hmm. Like if we didn't understand and we needed it broken down for us, it might be a little bit more interesting.
Right.
Like if Apollo was like 7, he might love this shit.
Oh, true. Good point. I didn't even think about that. because they are. Because science was like my favorite subject in school. Period. It's the only subject I did good in. To be honest.
So as like 28, 29-year-old men, we like, okay.
Yeah. And then men that was actually good at science.
Right. Like, no, I don't think I can build a cell phone.
No, of course not.
But do I know how some of it works? That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I don't need every little thing broken down and explained to me.
Right.
But I do think it's still good. And I think that this episode, I'm going to give it like a benefit of the doubt because it's like reigniting that information, like giving us that information back again and letting us know where it kind of took off,
right, and
then kind of picking back up. So I think that it'll get better. I'm hoping that the pacing for this season is going to just be significantly better than it was in season 1.
Apparently, it's only 11 episodes, which, like I said on Twitter, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like that's what it needed to be last season too, because it was just a bunch of drawn out same shit over and over. And then what gets on my nerves about the show is, I think the comedic beats are
poorly timed.
Yeah, they're like, and then a bunch of yelling. There's a lot of yelling. Oh, why did you do that? You know, like that kind of shit. Like it's cool for a couple of times, but then like when your whole show is based off of it after that. After starting off with such heavy topics, it was, I don't know. It's just kind of average. It's a good show, but it's just a good show. It's not this great show. Not yet anyway. I want the Stone War to start, and I'm hoping that some blood gets shed. Like they're talking about solving these problems with no blood being shed. I'm like, okay, then it's going to be just...
Not with Tsukasa, it's impossible. He's too smart, too
hope
strong.
So. I really hope somebody get blown back for the sake of just, I don't know, feeling. I want to have feeling watching this show. I don't have any feeling whatsoever. Yeah. Next up, the GOAT, ReZero.
Okay. So first of all, talk about the best monologues in anime, bro.
Man.
The best, bro. Just so good.
Dude, monologue was fantastic.
Otto.
Yes.
Great.
Bro.
Otto fighting on Garfield by himself, leading Garfield away. Throwing bombs at him, letting him know like, hey, yo, look, I'm only human, but let me show you what I can do.
Right.
We got to see his backstory, why he actually able to do some of the things he does. The divine protection was amazing.
So good, yeah.
Oh my God. I love Otto now. And I was liking him on like, what was it, episode like 11 or something? Mm-hmm. Episode 10 when he was like, I'm your friend, so let me help you, back in the first part.
Yeah.
I was loving him then, but now I'm like, nah, bro, Otto low-key might just be dope as fuck. Like, I like this guy.
Straight up.
I'm very happy on how like things kind of went in this episode.
It continues to show why it's our number one anime, bro. Like just the emotions, bro. The emotions, the timing, the story itself, the timing of the story. I was floored, bro. I'm like, holy shit. The way it's going from here to there and then back to here to there had me, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, okay, so you're going to go from this Otto story, which was perfect timing, by the way, on like, because this is when he dropped Garfield down the hole. Mm-hmm. With the lightning bugs, I'm gonna call them. Zuda bugs is what they call it, but I'm gonna call them lightning bugs. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. What the fuck was that? And then they show us what the fuck that was. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And it was just long enough to make sense to still establish why and how and where. Mm-hmm. And after it happened, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. We got this whole thing going on where Garfield is actually chasing them. Right. So like I was gone. I was just gone with how well it was done.
and when we get back to Subaru and Amelia, and
my gosh.
they're having their whole like kind of emotional spiel. Their spiel.
Yes, sir.
Bro. Like, no, I'm not sad. I'm not crying, but I feel it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, Amelia is talking about you broke your promise. We knew she was going to say that. But now she's going into detail. She's talking about her trauma with regaining her memories. Why, like, she doesn't even know who she is, or if she's going to be the same person when she gets all her memories back.
Yep.
I feel like that's a real thing. Like, could you imagine waking up one day and everything you think you've ever known about your life has been one way, and then all of a sudden you just start getting memories back, and you remember your mom for the first time, your dad for the first time you loved anyone. That shit is intense.
Not to mention that you had to lose your best friend to get those memories back. She had to lose
the person who was guarding you. She
had to lose Puck in order to get those memories back. Now, what's crazy about what you just said was that is literally the premise of Golden Time, which is awesome to think about, because Golden Time is a fantastic anime as well. But you're right. Like, her reasoning, her mental was so warranted, because she was so scared of figuring out who she was, and then losing those memories of Subaru, losing those memories of Roswell, losing their memories of Ram, since Ram doesn't technically exist. Like, that she decided to try her best to get Subaru to keep his promise. And the promise was simple: just stay with me for the night. Because she was scared that if you were not there in the morning, she wasn't going to be, or wasn't going to remember who he was. So she was pissed off about that. And I'm like, my gosh, dude, this show is so fucking good, because they gave us a Rem moment with Subaru with Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Am I still shipping Rem and Subaru? Yes.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
Do I kind of feel like Amelia deserves some love too? Yes.
Yes, Lord.
It's killing me.
Yes,
they
Lord.
might have to go ahead and do the polygamy thing.
Some.
And just hop in there together. Just all love each other. Because this episode gave us too much. And then Subaru, I love you. He said, I love you.
Finally.
And
properly.
You get on my nerves. I can't stand you. I hate when you do this. You do this. You do that. You do this. But I love you. And so everything you do, even if it's bad, looks like it's shining and it's a bright star for me, bro. Yeah. I was like, that is love. He loves that girl.
Real. It's
crazy.
Real. It was phenomenal, man. ReZero is the best anime to us personally.
That's just ridiculous, bro.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. All right, let's before we keep gushing too much, let's slide over to the time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Couldn't wait for it.
Me either, too. It feels so good to be back. Like, the opposite feeling of Dr. Stone I have for the time I was reincarnated as a slime. For some reason, okay, it hasn't been that long. It's been long enough, don't get us wrong, but it hasn't been that long since season 1. But I felt nostalgic watching this shit, bro.
It's been like 2 years, bro.
I mean, it has, essentially. But I just felt like I was going back and rewatching fucking, I don't know, something on Toonami that I was watching when I was 11 years old, coming back to this shit. This shit was great, man.
This is another series that's funny,
yes,
action-packed at the same time.
Yes.
And it's such a hard mix, but they carry it so well.
Yes.
This was not like a heavy action-based episode. Was there some action? Definitely. Was there some comedy? 100%. Was the show good? Of course. It's the time I was reincarnated as a slime. They gave us, like I said, they continued the information with how things left off before and kind of how things are progressing. They're kind of building the whole like ecosystem of the world, like how the city of Ramiro Tempest is going to build and how they're kind of planning on doing things. We don't necessarily know what the main and antagonistic problem is, but I'm assuming Benny Maru will find out when they get to where they're going.
Yep. Which was cool because Benny Maru is the delegate for the demon lord while the Demon Lords and his delegates and his delegates was talking shit, and Rimuru wasn't having.
They walked in the door,
and Rimuru wasn't having. He like, listen, I'm gonna have my human take care of your delegates, and then the delegate was like, wait a minute, the human. No, ogre. Then what's her orc chick? What's her name?
Ogre chick. She's an ogre. I can't remember her name. Hold on. She's
the
one with the things.
Yeah, she's a waifu for sure. She was fucking fantastic. She said, you know what? I got this. Drop her fucking sword, and she literally puts up her hands. She throws them hands with this tiger chick, and it was so good to see. Shion, yes. It was so good to see her throw hands with that tiger chick. It was so.
Put her weapon down. Let me give you these hands real quick, bro.
They was like, is she gonna be all right without her sword? Everybody's like, yes, she'll be fine.
Yes, 100%. Do you know who she is?
Straight up.
Rimuru Tempest gave her a name, so she's gonna be strong.
Exactly. Oh, it was such a. I forgot that he had to give them all names for him to evolve like that too. Jesus Christ.
Right. That's and that's I love how they kept that a staple. That the naming thing is important.
Yes.
When a thing has a name, it changes the quality of it depending on how much power it has. And that's ridiculous. I love it.
Yes, sir. Seeing them all evolve basically was great. I can't wait for more. I kind of wish this was dubbed because I enjoyed the fucking dub so much, dude. It's so good. I don't know if y'all have watched it. I know actually Merc and Rob J is watching it for the first time right now, and they were talking about it. It's good, man. It's a good dub. A good show in general, period.
So do we know how many episodes this is gonna be? Because it says it's airing, but it doesn't tell us how many episodes.
Maybe not yet. They didn't release the Blu-ray information in Japan, so that's when we'll find out.
I hope they going like 24 or something.
Please,
like that.
they got to
make
man.
my year. Make my year.
They got to. We need 24 of that. But that's that, man. I loved Reincarnated Islam. I think. What was your favorite show this week or episode?
Here's the thing: is that it's gonna be ReZero, but if I take ReZero out the mix,
yeah, ReZero, yeah, fuck.
It's between Attack on Titan and the time I got Reincarnated as Slime. Because Attack on Titan's dialogue was just too much. It was just how they do the storytelling is just too good. But like, I honestly it's a pure enjoyment for the time I got Reincarnated as Slime. It's like there's nothing else there but to enjoy it.
Yeah. Horimiya.
What about you?
Horimiya, and if I take out ReZero, obviously, was a great episode. But I have to give it to Attack on Titan too. Because it was just so satisfying.
I just feel like this entire season Attack on Titan is gonna be that way, bro.
You're right. True.
It's kind of ridiculous, man. It's just too ridiculous.
True. All right, bro. That'll wrap.
All right. So we just finished talking about the time I was Reincarnated as Slime, ReZero, Dr. Stone, Promised Neverland, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Attack on Titan. Those were our spoiler talks this week, and all of them had some really good episodes. Maybe not so much Dr. Stone, but all of these had some really good episodes that we were enjoying. And let us know what you think about those specifically. We also took our break with Patience. Let us know what you think about that song, Patience, by Teflon and Sega. Get to know Mic Check Waifu. And then, obviously, you always get to know us. But we also had the Yu Yu Hakusho talk. And I'm still trying to figure out, the final Yu Yu Hakusho talk. Let us know what your favorite parts were if you didn't already tell us. But also, we want to know, how do you think they were eating humans? Were they sending the D-class demons to go get humans and bring them back? We don't know because we didn't see any D-class demons. Yeah. We also had the Twitter questions. Y'all had some great questions for us. We appreciate it. Polo also low-key gave us some recommendations. We're going to do a recommendation episode next week, but Polo gave us some recommendations. The quintessential quintuplets, bottom tier, hidden dungeon, and redo of a healer. I had to pick that one up. I watched Scar on the Praetor. If you're going to watch something, that's another pretty interesting one to pick up this summer. Not this summer. this winter. Polo Watch Jobless Reincarnation. I'm gonna have to pick that one up. It sounds like Hentai Haven. Soma Spider Soa is another little enjoyable isekai. I just think it's funny. Do I think it's good? Probably not. Horimiya, Polo watching some greatness as usual. I might have to pick that one up too.
Yes.
And then we also talked about our plans for the year, what we have coming. Don't forget to subscribe to Patreon to check out the extra content that we are providing. And then that's been episode 84.
I am at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
I am at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic Check.
Check.
I have no idea why that's not working, but we'll fix that later. See y'all next time.
The deep chocolatey voice.
Don'tTalkShop.com.
The brand that is anti-procrastination.
A brand that we believe in.
When it comes to following your dreams and goals,
we believe that it's best that you don't talk about it. Be about it.
Go to Don'tTalkShop.com and press start. Browse the shop.
And use that offer code WAIFU15 to save 15% off your entire cart.
Wear the change you want to see.
That's it. That's the one. We did it.
Is that you?
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu.